Hey guys, welcome back to another video by netRPG. I know it's been like a year. I'm sorry for that, for all my 300 subscribers out there. Just been pretty busy this year, and I just haven't really had much time to record. But I don't know. I decided to pivot to a little bit of a different game. I guess more like narrative based as well as like tactical and such. If you haven't heard about Underrail, let me tell you, this game is amazing. It's hard to describe what really this game is. It's kind of like an isometric, like top-down view version of like, Stalker, like that genre of game where you're looting, you're kind of being stealthy, you're fighting, you get killed a billion times. And I've played probably about 30 hours of this, just re-rolling like 2 or 3 different characters, and I think I've come up with a decent build. I'm not following any pre-build guide or anything. I kind of use the little character builder tool that I'll link down in the description below. But you know what, let's stop talking, let's just get into it. This is Underrail Heavy Duty and Expedition, both DLCs really. I've not really progressed that far, so pretty much Depot A if you played this game. So I would do dominating if I was good at this game, but as you can tell, it pretty much makes the game really difficult. Like if you are ultra meta with your build, you could probably do dominating if you are decent at hard. But I like, exploring, like role-playing a character. I don't like just min-maxing. It's very boring. So we're just gonna go with hard. Hard is what I would recommend, actually, because there's normal, easy, but normal about, I would say, 10-15 hours into the game, it becomes apparent that it's very easy. So honestly, hard is like the default difficulty in my opinion. So, and once you beat this, you could try dominating. That's my opinion. And then we're gonna do the oddity XP system. So you have like normal, when you kill people or do whatever, you get XP. But oddity, you have to find objects that are have to do with the lore and such. And it rewards exploration as opposed to just killing everything. Because some quests have like more diplomatic means to end them. So I don't want to just kill everyone. So I'll do oddity. I recommend it. It's meant to be played this way, in my opinion, with oddity. And I'm gonna go for the name Rio, because it's kind of like my default name for these kind of games, where it lets me name something. I think I found it on like a random generator one time. But so let me see. I might have to look at my build again real quick just to double check, make sure I'm not messing this up. Okay, this is probably why you don't use Chatgpt to keep a track of your build, because I was kind of talking to Chatgpt to plan out my build and just kind of keep track of it, because I don't feel like writing it on Notepad or whatever. But arguing with Chatgpt, it's telling me the wrong level 1 stats, so I'm just gonna do it off the top of my head from what I kind of remember my build being. So I'm going for like a level. Okay, I'm not gonna really explain the stats. If you've played any role-playing game, you understand what these mean. But you'll see what I'm going for in a little bit. So I'm gonna do kind of. So I'm pretty much gonna max hacking, lockpicking, stealth, like the main stuff, to be a stealthy kind of character, especially in this game. It's very difficult otherwise. But controversially, I'm putting points into persuasion. I know this is not the meta at all, and I will probably get yelled at, but I don't care. So, anyways, so I might have to kind of move these around, but I remember I had maybe like 15 mechanics. Okay, I'm gonna have to kind of reduce some of these. I have to balance it out, and I'll explain my reasoning behind these stats in a second. I might actually kind of do something like that. Probably not the most optimal. I am being a little min-maxy right now, but let's see. You know what? Okay. For the beginning, I'm just doing this. We'll fix hacking and lockpicking and such later. So, anyways, as you can tell in these parentheses, that's like what my actual stats are, taking into account my various attribute modifiers. And some have negatives, like this, like will. But you'll understand more so as I play. I'm not going to really spend too much time on this screen, because I've seen a lot of other YouTube videos on this game. And, yeah, I mean, it is kind of slow to pick up. So I'm gonna try and get past this. I don't know how long this video is so far. I had to stop recording halfway through, so just to look at my freaking build. Anyways, it's important to plan your build, at least early on. Later on, you could kind of get more experimental, but in the first, like, I'd say 8 levels, it's important to kind of have like a roadmap in a way. But I'm gonna go for aim shot. I don't care. I don't care what the internet says. I'm gonna do aim shot and sprint, and then over the next couple levels, I'm gonna get suppressive fire and opportunist. Opportunist, yeah. So it'll make more sense in a second. But anyways, let's get past the screen and begin the game as Rio, the somewhat sickly, very low will. He has been in the Underrail for quite some time, and he's seen a lot of shit, and yeah, that's why his will is a little bit low, but he is quite resourceful, so he's gonna have a little bit higher intelligence. He's been in the Underrail for quite a while. He's probably a little bit perceptive, and yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that for a little bit of backstory. I don't want to, front load the exposition, so let's just go ahead and start it. I probably messed up a stat somewhere. I'm sure of it. All right, last topic, of course, earthquake repairs. It's gonna be rough in the beginning. I promise. What's the situation at the south tunnel? Got to dig deeper to plant the explosives, or we risk more damage to the tunnel. Almost everyone is working shifts up there. Shouldn't be too long now. He nods. Gorski, how's the security looking? Got one man at the cave exit, and that's enough. As far as I'm concerned, automated security is strong there, and as long as we know the crossroads and the cove are clear, no one can be able to sneak up on us. Also, got one man at the underpassages. He's been ordered to not open the gates no matter what. The last thing we need right now are those bloody lurkers sneaking up on us. Everyone else is up at the platform securing workers and tunnels. Good. No one has anything else to add. That will conclude this council meeting. Actually, just one more thing, in case you weren't already informed. I admitted a citizen to the station. I'm sorry if I am terrible at reading. I apologize. There's a lot of reading in this game. Bear with me, please. That Rio fella? Yes, I think he will make a good addition to the station. He and Vincel are still at the range, but they should be done any moment now, I believe. You put too much trust in your test, Tanner. All I care about is how he handles live action, not how many points he has. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Best put him to work immediately. We need all hands on deck right now. Indeed, that is all. Unexpected yawn interrupts Vincel. He instinctively raises his left hand to cover his mouth, forgetting that he's wearing a respirator. A tiny smile creeps up on your face due to this very fact, yet you understand that after so many hours of testing, these kinds of lapses tend to sneak up on people. It's funny, because like when I read this in my head, it makes more sense, but when I read it out loud, it's like, Anyways, I'm just gonna skip the tutorial. Yeah, you'll see me play, and you'll maybe pick up some little tips from me, hopefully. So, I have no doubt you'll like it here. I have yet to see many newcomers complain, he laughs. Nothing more to say than congratulations again, Rio, and welcome to Southgate Station. Go and get some rest. See you around. So, you get a little apartment. It's actually kind of nice because you end up collecting a lot of shit over time, and it's nice to be able to come back and like dump it off somewhere because there is actually a really good crafting system in this game, and that's why I've kind of front-loaded a little bit of like the basic crafting I might need. Chemistry and biology, those to be honest are probably better to unlock later because I mean you're not going to be making grenades out of the gate. You'll probably focus more on like mechanics, electronics, just like basic upkeep for your gear and potentially making new gear. So I'm just gonna collect everything. I obviously know at the beginning, I'm not playing this fully blind. Anything after Depot A is blind, so I guess we'll see what happens after that point. Check my computer. I'm just gonna hit like the starting quest, make sure, I mean you can't even leave a room unless you pretty much check your computer, so. Or loot the key card from the desk with this. So. I don't know if I should read everything. I guess let me know down in the comments if you think I should read everything, because there is quite a lot of dialogue in this game. Emails, everything you read over time just kind of builds up. And I think if I had to read everything, these video series would be like 300 episodes from crazy. So like certain things, I'll leave it long enough on the screen if you want to like fully read it, but like main story stuff, yeah, I'll read that, sure. Nope, wrong floor. Okay. It's actually a really detailed station too. It's like, how did they build this? You know what I mean? The man behind the desk is Hadrian Tanner, the counselor who admitted you into Southgate Station. Even during your first encounter with him, he struck you as an unusual-looking individual. Setting aside his impressive stature, one finds it difficult not to notice how his thick, bushy hair and beard envelop most of his head. That, in addition to his opaque glasses covering his eyes, which you have never noticed with him without, means that you could see very little of his face and his expression. His somewhat dirty scavenger outfit, which he wore earlier as well, clashes with the clean, finely furnished office, suggesting that Tanner probably does most of the work in the field. As soon as he finishes typing, he raises his hand and reaches out to shake your hand. His big hand, tucked into dark brown gloves, makes yours seem like that of a child in comparison. You especially feel his large fingers be twice as thick as yours. It's funny, 'cause reading this out loud, his deep voice feels distant and calming when he addresses you. Congratulations once again, Rio, and welcome to our small community. You've scored very well on our test. No small feat, that. I'm sure you'll turn out to be a valuable and respected citizen, but more importantly, I hope you'll find peace and kinship here, which are so hard to come by in the chaos surrounding us. I'll try my best not to disappoint. That is good to hear. I hope the earthquake didn't disturb you as much, and you were able to rest a little bit from all the testing. For now, I have dyslexia, I'm sorry. For you have much work to do today. Events have transpired that requires your attention. Are you ready for some field work? I don't know how I should kind of play this character, because a lot of the responses vary in like the tone and such, but I think I'm gonna be respectful. So, how much damage did the earthquake cause? Not as much damage to the station itself. There were no casualties, fortunately. Regardless, the railroad tunnel has caved in, so we're cut off from pretty much the outside world until it's been cleared up. It is nothing that you should be concerning yourself with at this point, though. Now, back to business at hand. First, you can have your weapon back. Lucas at the armory should have it, and while you're there, you might want to drop by the shooting range. Since you'll be doing field work today, it might not be a bad idea to warm up on the basics, should things get ugly. Speak to Gorski if he's up there. He'll help you set up some target sessions. Understood. I don't need practice. Understood. What is this field work you mentioned? Down in the tunnels below our station, just to the north of the Crossroad Caves, lies a series of abandoned outposts. These outposts were built by another station a long time ago for the purpose of scouting the defense. In time, they fell to decay. I want you to retake them so that they might once again serve the same purpose. However, in order to do so, you'll need to activate the main power generator that's located inside one of them. Harold from engineering thinks he knows how to get the generator operational, so he should be your first stop after we're done here. As far as I'm aware, there are a total of 5 outposts plus 1 with the generator. I don't know if it's possible to activate all of them, but you should at least try to activate 3. You may also want to talk to Jonas at the Crossroad watch post. It's down in the tunnels just outside the station. You'll be passing through there anyways. He's one of our most experienced scavengers, and he's probably seen most of the South Underrail. More of the South Underrail than any of us here. He'll surely have some useful advice for you. Alright, I'll be off then. Oh, and one more thing before you go. Pascal, our station's chief physician wanted to see you. So you should probably pop down there to his office in the medical sector should you have the time. Got it, I'll see you. Anyways. I apologize for me fumbling a lot of my reading. Hope you don't mind. If you've watched my Highfleet series, it's not as bad because the dialogue is a lot less. You meet Arlene during your testing period. She's in charge of food preparation and rationing. Ha! We used to make fun of the Tanner's stupidly high standards when admitting new people. Not the end of the world if we get someone imperfect, we said. And here you are, bringing us earthquakes on day 1. Hey, couldn't have been me. I am perfect. Well, aren't you a joker? Don't remember hearing you complain before. I've only been here one day. When would she have talked to me? So how bad is it, the earthquake? For us, not that bad. The south tunnel collapsed, so the train is out for a while. The station itself didn't suffer any major damage as far as I know. I heard it's much worse up north. Something about the Union's freighters crashing and getting buried on a side rail near the core city. Man, I can already imagine the vermin crawling out of their holes to take a bite of that cake. I'm not talking about rat hounds. What are you talking about? So, so I only have like $200. This food, honestly, root soda is probably the best one because it improves your initiative. And then there's another one that I like that's like the salad. And I think my character probably, he'd probably, enjoy a little bit of a salad and soda at a time. Who wouldn't? So I'm gonna go down to the armory and I'm gonna pick up my gun. Hopefully it's a good one. A short man rises from behind the desk with a grenade case in hand. The heavy case meets the top of the desk with a thud, raising your eyebrows, which in turn makes the man's face turn into a smile. He removes his gloves and shakes your hand with a strong, perhaps too strong, of a grip before addressing you. Don't worry, Rio. I ain't gonna blow us up. Nope. Anyways, Bensel told me you should be staying with us for a while. Yeah, I like it here so far. Well, friend, make yourself at home. Can I have my weapon back? Of course, it was a 5mm pistol and some ammo, if I recall correctly, right? This one? I'm gonna go for a 44. Hell yeah. Then who's, this has got to be Newton's gun. My bad. Here you go. He hands you your weapon. And there. With that out of the way, may I choose? I'm interested in a couple more things. I'd like to see your stock. Very nice. I was actually hoping this would happen. So, this is a random quest, and that's actually what improves the replayability of this game, in my opinion, is that, like the core pieces of the game really kind of don't alter for obvious reasons, but like random places will change every playthrough, so I guess you'll see. 1 second, mind doing me a small favor, Harlan? Mind doing me a small favor? Harlan, one of our security officers, has requested an extra auto turret over at the underpassage's exit. That and a train load of ammo, as if he's preparing for a lurker invasion. Maybe he is. As dangerous as lurkers may be, Harlan, he tends to get paranoid from time to time. I suppose watching over dark hallways nonstop gets to a guy after a while. And then he gets all quacky. Quacky? Yeah, quacky like a quacker or a hopper. Scared, you dig? No, I'm not gonna mess with him. Just tell me where to find him. There's an entrance at that underpassages to the metro station above us. So we're actually below the station. I didn't even think about that. I would have thought that this would be slight spoilers. I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. Anyways, above us, can't miss it. Go down to the stairs, and you should find him there. See if whatever spooked him this time is a genuine concern, and if so, I'll send him everything he needs. It's just that I don't want us to haul stuff over there and waste a bunch of time. Got it. Okay, I'm going to look at your stuff. Okay. I'm just going to sell that, because, it reduces my persuasion. My persuasion's already garbage. It would be counterproductive if I did that. I'm going to reload my gun, and then I might, for like various things, like, because I get lost quite often in this game, stuff like that I might cut out. Things that are like kind of irrelevant and might slow the pace, I'm going to cut those out just for your guys' convenience, because it might be boring to watch if it's just me walking around in circles for hours. I need lockpicks, so honestly, not a very good selection. All this balaclava. I'll get these later on, the adaptive goggles, because they improve my perception. And if someone's in striking range to hit me, my dodge is already kind of pretty low, so I'm gonna get wrecked anyways. So the dodge decreased is not really a concern, but the perception increase is almost too good later on. This build's gonna rely a lot on perception as well, because I'm gonna be firing guns and such. I guess you'll see which guns in a moment when I am a little bit richer. But I'm gonna put on this mask. Unfortunately, it doesn't kind of update your character. In Underrail 2, I've watched a little bit of the dev blogs on YouTube, and Yeah, they're totally overhauling this for the sequel, and it's definitely going to be pretty cool. It's also way more like atmospheric. Just watch the videos. it's a good game if you like these kind of games. Let's go see Pascal and medical and get out of here. Oh yeah, Harold. I need to talk to Harold as well. I'm actually really glad that this mission popped up, because this mission alone has like multiple different endings, and it's actually kind of cool. So I'm actually gonna save real quick. Let's play save on 11, whatever. Anyways, hello Rio. First of all, let me congratulate you on your admittance to our little station. I'm sure you'll love it here. It's good that you came. I actually wanted to talk to you about some of the results from those tests we did earlier. What exactly? You see, test results show that you have certain amounts of psionic potential. The what? Allow me to explain what psionic potential really is. It's a relatively rare, inheritable, complex genetic trait that triggers development of certain, otherwise latent, psionic abilities. It allows a person to perform some subtle psionic invocations, such as influencing the minds of others, as well as not so subtle ones, such as causing radial temperature changes and telekinetic manipulations. So how do I realize this potential? You must first disable your psionic inhibitor. It's a neural structure in your brain that prevents you from innervating or accessing your psionic projection centers. We assume it's designed to prevent the infants from unwittingly harming themselves or those around them. So what, do they like put it in you when you're born or what? But there are ways to perform this intervention by deep, extended meditation, but this will take years and years, and we have more efficient methods nowadays. He reaches into his pocket and opens his hand. You'll see a large red pill. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not gonna do psionics because it actually lowers your health, and my health is already insanely low. So I have a 4 constitution, which on hard is like I have like 50 health or something like that. So it's like 1 or 2 bullets will kill me anyways. So if I reduce that by another like 10-20%, it's just gonna make the game insanely hard. Think of like constitution as like the fine-tunement of the difficulty. If you want to play like ultra min-maxy, people tend to put their constitution on the lowest, which is like, yeah, like they're already professionals at this game, yeah. He sighs. It's your time to waste. I can't help you with that though. I'm a doctor, not a monk. Come to me if you change your mind. Understood, Doc. Yeah, I'm not gonna do psionics. And I don't really need too much from him because I actually have this. And let me kind of like set up my toolbar real quick as well. Engineering. Okay. This will all make sense in a second. Something like that. Okay. Hey, howdy. You must be the new guy. Name's Harold. I'm in charge of this little workstation here. Nice to meet you, Harold. I'm Rio. So, you looking for something specific or just looking around? Do you have stuff to trade? I've got plenty. Take a look. I like how in games you kind of just like, you're like, give me stuff. Like, it's your first interaction with this person. You're already like begging for stuff. So, that's like all my cash. That might have been a fumble already. 5 seconds into the game. So, Tanner tells me that you know how to restore power to the outposts to the north. He nods. Right, I remember taking a look at the power generators there a while back. I couldn't do anything about it back then because I didn't have this. He rummages through the boxes that are on his table before producing something resembling an energy core. Here, it's a flex controller. If you insert it into the slot in the front of the power generator, it should get it running again. After that, you ought to be able to reactivate all the outposts. I'm afraid you'll have to do that manually, though. You see, each one of them has a switch that cuts the power off in case of a hazard. Got it, thanks, and I'll give it a try. And unfortunately, I have like $5, so I can't really buy it, my hacking terminal just yet, so I'm gonna have to... I don't think I really need it this early on, to be honest. I need lockpicks for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of pre-stages. It'll make sense in a second what I'm doing. Ah, Rio, finally good to meet you. I'm Malcolm. How can I help you? I need to get into those caves. I don't know if I should do a voice for the character or not. You let me know down in the comments if you want a voice. Or voices for characters, I don't know. You didn't get access. You didn't get your access card yet, right? Yes, should be around here somewhere. He starts looking through the drawers. There it is, and he produces a red access card and passes it to you. Now listen here. This is a procedure. When you want to leave, just let me know, and I'll open the inner gate. And then you step out into the transition room, and then I close the inner gate and open the outer gate, and off you go. All right, now, when you want to get back in, use the card I'll give you on the council outside, stand in front of the camera so I can confirm it's you, and then I'll open the outer gate. Earlier, we used to use bioscanning every time someone passed, and since then no one showed up positive, it's become such a nuisance. What if I do contract a disease? Then be kind enough to inform me so I can activate the turrets, I'll shred you to pieces, and we'll burn the remains, and everything's good. Just kidding, or am I? Open the gates, please. Oh, and a tip for you. If you find yourself surrounded by rat hounds, use flares to scare them away. They'll be back, though, so try not to stick around. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. This mission is actually, like, super easy. If you kind of know what to do, you could fully 100% stealth it if you really want to. I guess I'll try that. I don't know if I'm going to be successful, though, but we'll give it a shot anyways. An old man wearing an old coat, old pants, and old boots introduces himself with an amiable smile. Oh, it's the young Rio, off to do some hunting. What is this place? This is a crossroad watch. The only way to get in our station from the tunnels is through here. And what are you doing here? Just sorting through some goods I scavenged today. Want to take a look? See if there's something you like before I take it back to the station. I offer a fair bargain. Sure, why not? Let's see how many flares I can get. Probably 2. Yeah, literally. No, I can't even get that. Okay. Yeah. I kind of messed myself up a little bit, but it's fine. Back again. What can old Jonas do for you, youngster? I hear you're very knowledgeable of the tunnels, and I can use some advice. Been crawling through all them tunnels all my life. What can you tell me about the outpost nearby? The nearest one is just north of the Crossroad Watch. It's like that way. Because of the isometric perspective, north is pretty much always that way, not this way. Might get a little confusing, but to the north. They stretched east and west from there, and they were built by the Omega Station, but are in somewhat of ruins since we put them out of business. Plenty of rat hounds there, though. Oh, and if you're heading there, can you do me a favor? I was scavenging near those outposts a while back, and I think I lost my old watch there. It was about this big and made of metal. It doesn't have a strap though, so I kept it in my pocket. It must have fallen out somewhere. Can you keep an eye out for it? If you bring it back to me, I'll make a good bargain for it. Metal detectors are on. I'll have the watch back in no time. I'm not getting my hopes up, but good hunting. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go on out. I like kind of painting these rooms out entirely. That's just how I am, so I'll kind of, if there's nothing interesting, I'll just like speed through these. As you approach the passage, you could hear a faint squeaking sound coming from up above, or up ahead, and a pair of red, beady eyes blinking in and out of the darkness. So I'm gonna go stealth. Obviously. That's pretty much the only warning, as far as I'm aware, that you get that something's about to be in the next room. Because most of the time you just kind of walk in and boom, there's like an enemy right there. Since I'm not playing this blind, I do kind of know where to go, so I'm sorry that, hope you don't mind. Oop, shit. Okay, fine. I'm kind of forced to do this. Nope. That was like half a millisecond. That was supposed to one-shot him, hopefully. Now I'm gonna get surrounded. And I'm just gonna sprint, punch him a couple times. So I can't shoot twice in the same round with this gun, unfortunately. So because it's such like it's a 44 caliber. There's gonna be so much recoil, and I kind of just have to. Off. Oh my god. Might have to flee. I have to get in this room at all costs. I was worried that I wouldn't have enough points to be able to close the door. Dumb rats. They're just gonna pretty much stand outside the door the whole time, so. I have to exit combat. If there was anything that I had to complain about, it's just like little things like this, because most of the time I can in combat in stealth mode, but yeah, because I skipped how many turns is this, and it still says I'm in combat. But anyways. Okay, fine. Okay, this is what I was talking about with the oddity experience. I'm glad that we found it right now. So, you have to find things, and so if I found this 3 times, I would level up. But, or I would almost level up. But I can only study this 3 times. So, over time, you kind of find a lot of these. And that's why this page is humongous. But it does kind of explain the lore a little bit, as well as, dialogue as well. But it is nice. It's a nice little addition, I think. And it reminds me of like older CRPGs. If you're a boomer like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, now I'm like a badass. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Oh shit. I'm getting surrounded. So, one thing that's actually pretty interesting about this game is, like, since I aggroed, like, pretty much if you aggro this, like a map, they'll almost forever stay aggro. So if I, like, left now and I came back in, I would automatically lose the initiative and get attacked, so. It's pretty much like a death sentence to flee the entire map, so I kind of have to stand and fight now, unfortunately. And waste a lot of resources in the process. Ooh, okay. Ah, shit. I'm getting busted. This is the point where... Ah, shit, I didn't set my hopper. This is like an emergency situation. I got blocked in, so I might actually die here, which is kind of funny. Okay. Obviously that was a bad attempt, so... Oh, and I saved, nice. I was hoping I didn't have to do this all over again. Obviously I'm gonna die a lot. I'm not playing like Iron Man mode or anything, because that would be insane if I did that for essentially my first actual Let's Play for the series. Oh my god. Okay. I already see where this is heading. So I'm gonna have to, hopefully kill that guy. Not have enough freaking AP to close the door, so I have to run. I need a knife. I'm gonna waste so much ammo if I have to keep fighting these things. See, I don't have enough AP to attack twice, so I have to kind of switch to unarmed combat real quick and just hope for the best. Oh god. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. It's kind of working out in a way. So now this one's going to block everyone else from attacking me. So now it's like a conveyor belt of just killing these things. It's kind of funny to think of like how that would look in real life. I just punched a rat in the face, killed it, reloaded my gun. So this is another oddity. You could tell because they always have this blue outline, and I'm clicking A to just loot everything because, yeah, manually clicking at each one is kind of a pain in its own right. God. So if they bump into you, it immediately breaks out of stealth, and like that door, the way I opened it, pretty much prevented me from getting bumped. First level up, nice. Okay. It's slowly but surely getting there, and you'll understand what I mean in a moment. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm like every 5 levels is effectively like the next point. So like 20, 25, 30. So I'm gonna be kind of playing with points a little bit just to kind of get to those milestones in order to save points that I could allocate them into crafting, as well as persuasion and such. It'll all make sense in a moment. Okay, yeah, just put one there, whatever. And I'm not being very ultra selective with my choices. I know that's probably gonna piss off some Underrail viewers, but it is what it is. And I definitely need a hacking tool. Nope, once I got a phone call. My wife rescued these animals from a black market to send to a sanctuary. Alright, let's get back into it. Yeah, my wife, she rescued a crow and a little snake. Just gonna try and... How can I not? Oh my god. You'll see what I'm trying to do in a second. There we go. Then I'll do that. Nice. Okay. Oh, it's his watch. Nice. Okay. Speed up the game, or slow down the game real quick. I'm gonna try not to use meta knowledge too much, because I know this is a boss fight. So, I kind of roleplay a little bit. What? Hey, get out of here! This is my territory. I'm just reclaiming this outpost in the name of Southgate Station. Haven't you vultures taken enough already? Caves belong to no station. Now get the hell out of my home before I bolt you in the ugly face. Your threats are pointless. Even if you kill me, more will come, and then they'll be armed to the teeth. You won't stand a chance. Maybe. But that won't do you any good. Attack my children! Hopefully he doesn't get a shot, huh? Okay, good. No. Let's do something like this first. Just gonna do that real quick. Okay. Oh, nice. This is what I needed. A knife. See, I kind of wish, like, if you went stealth after, like, 2 turns... Okay, there. After, like, 2 turns, it would kind of, like, auto end the combat. Just to kind of speed up the gameplay a little bit. I need a hacking tool. So, I forgot to show this off earlier. So you can leave notes, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So there's 2 boxes with 17 hacking. And also the zone before that had 1... Oops, not 11, 15. Something like that. Yeah, level 17. Well, in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and bandage up real quick. Turn on the lights. So this game actually, if you have light and you're shooting, it actually helps you for obvious reasons. So you kind of want to light up the area if you can, if it's like really dark. But these rats forgot I'm here, so I'm gonna do something like that. No way. Nope. Like that. Yeah. I have a decent amount of ammo left, so I'm gonna try and preserve it when I can, and not kill every single rat I can. It's a big waste of money. Yeah, so actually last time I did a new game somewhat recently just to kind of, you know, test this build out. There was actually a door here that led to a new area. So it is interesting to see how the map kind of like evolves as you play. And during replays it changes as well. This is what happens when you spend all your money. You don't have hacking tools. Not going for continuity. Oh. That was a good example. I should have showed it off. So, see, I already reached 3 out of 3 and 1 out of 1 with both of these, so I don't get any more experience. No matter if I find like 100 of these, and I just need one more to level up again, which will be useful. So I'll hopefully be able to climb that agility wall I just saw. Maybe. We'll level up more. Okay, so every 4 levels you get a new attribute point, and I think around level 4, I'm going to put 1 more point into agility. At level 8, 1 more point into strength, and then probably do perception from there, because I don't really need more intelligence, and I'll explain why when it's more relevant. I don't want to spend too long just covering random topics. Essentially, like intelligence, that is what is useful. Like if you're playing a psionics character, it's more useful, but since I'm playing more of a crafting type character, it's useful in its own regards as well. Trying to do this without wasting too much ammo. And I still have to explore it because I think there's one more down here, and then I'll have to kind of backtrack to find the other. So this is number 2, number 3. Should have been paying more attention, but okay. I guess I have to kind of do it like this. Oh, shit. In order to save ammo, I'm just gonna use the aim shot because it's a guaranteed grip. So. Yeah, so I have about 10 ammo or 10 rounds left for the 44, and honestly, the downside with this gun is that this ammo is very expensive, at least early on. Like I can't even afford maybe 5 more bullets. With like the 200 gold I started, or the $200 I started with, I probably could buy like legitimately 10 rounds for this gun. Oh. That's why it's good to have this fence in between. It's riveting gameplay, I know. I am going to up my throwing, because as you probably saw previously, I threw a flare effectively at my feet, and I threw it like 20 feet away. So that's why I died that first. The first time was because I fumbled the throw. I'm going to bump up Mercantile, because it actually bumps up Persuasion. Because my will negative modifier is making it an 18 instead of 20, it's good to kind of put in between. And Mercantile is good for its own reasons. Yeah, see, like it kind of loses its reason to put so many points into it. You kind of learn this as you play. Like, yeah, it's good to bump these up, like 25, 20, etc. But really, you want to look at this modifier, so you're not wasting points. Because now I could kind of reallocate stuff as needed. And I believe yellow is like the soft cap, essentially. So I would have to like invest more points into lockpicking in order to make it worthwhile to go to 30, you know? Maybe. I could be wrong. I forgot what yellow means. Okay, I'll just do that. No more feats. So feats is every 2 levels, attribute points every 4 levels, and then I haven't been that far, to be honest. Like, I think the highest level I've ever been was level 10 before re-rolling, because I realized my character sucked. Because right now, actually, it's super easy early on. That's why I'm kind of dying a lot. No, it's kind of easy early on, because you're just facing like rats. But if your build isn't like decent by the time you reach about an hour from now, if I was to speedrun it, or at least go faster than I am currently, you're gonna die, effectively. So. Right now would be perfect for a grenade, or like a Molotov right there. Early levels, you could actually do decent damage with melee, even though my melee is effectively 0. Because these are rats. They don't have any armor or nothing, so even my very bad melee skills will be able to kill these rats, just to save ammo. I'm gonna run a little bit further away though. Try and get back here. Yeah, because if I left right now, as soon as I came back in here, if I came in assuming through the same way, the rats would get the initiative and they would kill me immediately. Just gonna do it again. And I missed a 95. How is that possible? It's like XCOM, if you've ever played that. Okay. Okay. These leathers that I'm picking up, they're very heavy. They're like 5 pounds each, yeah. But I'm picking them up because I need cash. And really nothing down here is too worthwhile to worry about carrying weight this early on. A little bit further on, when it's legitimately like 20 minutes to get back to your house, that's when it's more important to worry about your carrying weight. Because you can't really just drop everything off, unless you want to just dump it somewhere. But then you're going to end up having to go back and forth constantly to like ferry things back to your house if you want to organize it decently. So, go ahead and reload too. Let's go ahead and just double check that I've turned on all the lights, and then we'll go back to the south gate and we'll start the actual main quest. This is kind of like the tutorial level. Oop. That's why it's nice that this game has like a speed up and slow down, because when you're stealth, if you don't have that one perk, Interloper, you walk very slowly. Okay. I was so excited, I thought I was about to level up. That's the grenade I needed. Oh, nice. That's actually... Wow, it's like a brand new gun, too. So I'm actually... Yeah, because I have 2 bullets left for this gun, and I will not be able to refill it anytime soon in terms of ammo. So I'm going to switch to this new pistol I just found. This is 5mm. It's not amazing, but it's better than nothing. So I think there's maybe one more. My count is correct. I have a feeling nothing's over here, but I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's all of them. Yeah, just for the sake of time, I'm not gonna ultra fill in all these maps. Maybe if I do, I'll just cut that part out, assuming it's safe to do so. Because not everywhere I'm going to be able to, like, just fill in the whole map, you know, just to see everything. Hey, I found your watch. Yes, that's the one. Where'd you find it? In the belly of a rat hound. He quirks an eyebrow. I knew those things would devour anything, but a metal watch? So... Oop. Isa! Cat wants my attention. So, can I have it now? There are a few special items I could offer you. He rummages through his backpack. I've got it right here, a powerful submachine gun, perfect working condition. I've got a set of healing hypos. I don't know if I'm gonna do a voice for the whole game. I would be exhausted by the end of it. I've got a set of healing hypos. These are good for you. And I've got here fine looking boots. Look at them, they're fine. So what's it gonna be? You know what, Jonas? You go ahead and have it. Thank you, youngster. That watch was sentimental value, you know. And from now on, you're only getting the best deals from whatever item I can scavenge. See you later, old geezer. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this quest in and go from there. Kind of like the idea of not walking around with a gun in your hand. So every time I come back to like Southgate or like a neutral town, which you could tell by these things in the corner, you're currently in a controlled zone. If you do anything bad, they'll immediately know it's you and kill you. I guess if you go back to when I was in the caves, this has like no symbols and it's an uncontrolled zone. And then there's like in between, you know, depending on where you're at. I'd like to look at your stock. For sure sell this. This is what kind of throws me off a little bit. So you see where it says value under the weight, 3484. So if I do that and I click auto, I'm not getting 3,000. I'm getting, and that's the thing. It's like you have to kind of understand the currency conversion, and it also scales off your mercantile. But effectively, it's you take away the last digit until your mercantile's better. So this is now that I put it into his cart, 1742, 1740, so, or 174. So I'm just gonna sell pretty much everything I don't really need currently. These are like armor piercing and jagged hollow point rounds. Yeah, even at a 5mm, that's not gonna really do anything, to be honest. So. Unless you're using a submachine gun, which I might in a little bit, I guess we'll see. That's kind of what this build's going for, or not submachine guns, assault rifles. Submachine guns as a secondary, or something else, depending on what I have. But it'll make more sense when I level up a little bit more. You'll see why. So I'm gonna get 200 bucks for all this stuff I don't really need, so yeah, that's good. And I have grenades, let me go ahead and put one in my pocket. just to save resources, anytime you're damaged, if you're assuming close nearby, you can just come to the medical wing, get healed at. And here's the thing. Okay, this is a good example of how trading works in this game. The first episode, I'm going to be explaining a little bit more, slightly in depth, just to kind of explain basic mechanics. But for future episodes, I'll be, more light on it, I guess. So right now, he wants 5 medicines. If I put this whole stack 6, it'll be an X. But if I do like 5, he only wants 5. He doesn't want 6. So you have to kind of like balance that, so I'm gonna do that. There, it's pretty much the max I can get out of him. And some coal. I actually don't know where I use this at. I haven't found a fireplace yet. that's how far I've been in this game. Oop. No, I do this a lot in real life too. So freaking I was gonna say something I forgot. Let's do the dialogue. I like the dialogue feed better than the combat feed. Like, yeah, it's nice to know what I looted and such, but I like to know what people say. More importantly, I guess. Oop. I almost stole from his desk right in front of him. That would have been ultra big brain. But I've activated the power generator and all stations I could find. Good work, Rio. We can now start the restoration process. Here are your credits. Excellent. So what's next on the agenda? There are a few more jobs waiting for you, actually. Bret needs someone to do a hopper roundup. He'll instruct you on what exactly you need to do and how to do it. Go speak to him on the agronomy level. After you completed this task, come and see me again. Just did. So, this is where I'm going to go a little bit further into the caves. Essentially, the first handful of quests, they're going to send you deeper and deeper into the cave, giving you an opportunity to come back, and then, yeah, you'll see. Must be Rio. They call me Big Bret. So you've passed all the tests, I see. Couldn't have been easy. Those were just getting harder and harder in recent years. They were pretty hard, but I like challenges. You're going to love it here then. So what brings you to the pens? I've been tasked with helping you with the hopper roundup. Very good. So, say, have you ever captured a hopper? I don't even know what that is. Look over there in the pen. Those are cave hoppers. This one. They are speedy little bastards, let me tell you. Shooting one is hard, but catching one alive is even harder. They are usually found near the lakes because that's where their favorite food grows, the lake mushroom. Anyways, here's what you need to do to capture some hoppers. First, you need to go to the storage room. It's the room with 2 entrances just across the hall. And, wait, 1 second. Anyways, here's what you need to do to capture some hoppers. First, you need to go to the storage room. It's the room with the 2 entrances just across the hall, and get some dog crates. And getting them inside won't be easy though. As soon as they sense you're coming, they'll scurry off and crawl through some crevices in the cave wall. So, what you need to do is immobilize them before they run away, either through hopper traps, unlike bear traps, will ensnare them without snapping most of their bones in half, or with throwing nets. Also, if you can handle a crossbow, you can try shooting them with a tranquilizer bolt. A single bolt will drop a hopper quickly and it'll allow you to capture it easily. Now, you'll need to find all of these in the storage room, and you're free to take as many as you want, but if you need more than what's in the storage room, then, well, I could only sell it to you. Your hunting ground is in the Mushroom Cove. Head south from the crossroad watch until you reach a waterfall. Go past the waterfall and take the western tunnel in a cave after it. Now, you'll come across a big cavern with a lake. That's the cove. I'll need 3 healthy specimens. Good luck. Oh, and by the way, I've also sent a young man named Newton to catch some hoppers. It's been a while, so if you happen to find him, and so see if you could find him and learn what he's taken so long. I can't. Why do you need more hoppers? Looks like you have plenty back there. Inbreeding makes hoppers susceptible to disease. It is necessary to freshen up the gene pool with new specimens as often as possible. Okay. Who's Newton? Well, he's just like you, a newcomer who needs to learn the basics of what it takes for the station to operate. I sent him to catch hoppers. He should have been back by now, though. I hope he hasn't gotten himself into some trouble. So please look for him while you're there. I'll get right on it. Okay. Yeah. It's these little thingies right here. There's other ways to catch him too that he didn't explain, and it's kind of like you have to figure it out on your own. But for right now, I'm just gonna take pretty much all this stuff within reason. So pretty much everything. Because he had like 3 nets, so. Let's stop by our house real quick. Drop off some stuff. Mostly the crafting supplies, because it's gonna weigh me down eventually. If I go to level 1, I could do the other quest, but I'm gonna go ahead and find Newton first. I feel like it's a little bit more important. Wait, wrong direction. I'll be here in a second, but just not right now. I'm a little too low level to start this part. I forgot to buy a hacking tool. One second. It's gonna be important, so I need it. I'll check out the other store as well while I'm here. I don't really need those. Not for that much, though. Okay. Didn't really have too much, but in here, this is where I could get a hacking tool that I need. As he turns around to face you, you immediately notice there's something off with this man. His face is pale and hairless. He is missing one of his eyes, and instead wires protrude from his eye socket, traveling over the side of his face and disappearing down the back of his neck. The other eye is almost colorless, with the pupils so contracted that you question whether he could even see at all. He speaks to you in a calm and even voice. Hello, Rio, I'm Ezra. I act as the head network administrator and chief of the entire engineering sector. Oh, nice. So you have this is like tier 1, like where it just has the name, but as you can tell from here, Mark II, etc. Same thing with the lockpicks. But let's see how much it costs. That's actually a very good deal. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get 2 of those. Yep. And I might actually go back to the weapon guy real quick too. See, this is kind of why I'm leveling up my mechanics and electronics early on, is so I could create a taser. So it'll be very useful in a short amount of time. So. Yep, that looks good. I knew it was too good to be true, because I was like, maybe I have enough for a freaking submachine gun right now, but just short by like $200, so. But as you can tell, like if I try to buy like just a small amount of rounds, like, you know, 3 or 4 reloads total of my primary weapon currently, yeah, it'd be pretty much half my cash just for like 3 or 4 reloads. Not necessarily worth it, but when I have a lot more cash in the future, I could justify a little bit better. So. These are pretty good boots. I mean, decently good, but see how much they cost. I might do it. You'll see why in a second. Shotguns are very good, but like if I try to buy this, yeah, like I would need like 2,000 just to make this or buy this. But freaking, you can make these for very cheap. I just don't have the blueprints, and the blueprints themselves are very expensive in their own right. So I probably wouldn't even be able to craft these really until I'm like mechanics level 50, anyways. So I think that's good for now. I'm just gonna fill in this map. It's gonna drive me insane if I don't. Can't forget my boots and putting the other grenades in my pocket. Let's go. Almost bumped one of them. Oh, shit. Yeah, he said west of the waterfall. I believe I'm going the right direction. There is a little compass, just in case you do kind of get disorientated. So if I click like that, above my head, it shows north. So, although if you kind of play long enough, you kind of generally know where north is. Hopefully. Halt. Who goes there? Rio, the new guy. He nods and takes his finger off the trigger. Yeah, I recognize you now. What are you doing here? I've been instructed to round up some hoppers from the Mushroom Cove. Am I heading the right way? Yes, you are. It's just beyond this passage, but be careful though. There are side beetles in the cove area. Side beetles? Yes, side beetles. Nasty buggers, especially if there are in groups, because that's when they start slinging powerful psionics at you. You know, if you haven't already, talk to old Jonas at the Crossroads. He knows a lot about the creatures lurking in these caves and could give you some important tips. Who knows, it might even save your life. In any case, stick to the eastern bank and you should be safe. Nasty buggers. Did you happen to see a young man go into the Mushroom Cove? Newton's the name. Yes, he went through here recently, I'd say about 2 hours ago or so. He said he should be catching some cave hoppers, but he hasn't returned yet, though. Alright, I'll be off. Take care. Alright, so I'm going to slow down the game a little bit so that these things are a little bit more manageable to catch. But you can... I didn't bring them with me, the little hopper traps. You could kind of find where they like go and hang out, or like where they're kind of their paths, or like the little cave entrances. But I mean, what you could do is just be a little stealthy and then get as close as possible. Go into turn-based mode by clicking enter. Oop. There we go. Now. Okay, I messed that up. Here I thought I was trying to be smart, but I have to wait for it to come out. And they kind of like patrol. Oh, there it is. No, there's two of them. That's one. Okay, I'll just kind of walk around. Yeah, because I think they kind of like know when you're standing there, so they won't come out until you like walk far enough away. And then randomly you'll see like a huge horde of them kind of like run around and eat all these mushrooms too, so you'll find them eventually. The middle-aged man, tall and wide-shouldered, stands by the coast, smoking a cigar and observing the calm waters. As you come near, he turns around. He eyes you for a moment, maintaining an indifferent expression, and then it speaks to you in a low, raspy voice. Don't stop around, you're scaring the fish away. You're the guy who was running Tanner's test, right? Rio, was it? I guess you got admitted. Yeah, and who are you? The indifferent expression persists. I'd tell you that, but then I'd have to kill you. Just called me Mordori. In that case, Mordori would do. Good. So, how's the fishing going? Could be better. I was hoping to catch some deep eels, but I forgot to bring meat. And the eels don't care for worms much. Use those only if you want to drown them. What kind of meat do you need? Any meat will do, but raw red meat works best. I could hunt down a hopper, but I cannot leave the rods unattended. I'll get some meat. That would be great. Well, isn't that convenient? Someone just comes along, tells you they'll do whatever you want. Yeah, I'm kind of stomping around because I'm not in stealth. So they're all gonna like hide. But, oh, there's one. And two. Let's get a little closer. Bada bing. Bada boom. Kind of feel bad like just shooting them. But it is what it is. I have to kill one at least. Get him some meat. I'm gonna go deeper in. Beetle. And the thing is too is that these freaking gophers can bump you because they just kind of run around randomly. So if you're trying to like stealth, yeah, see, he's running right at me. I don't think it matters if he detects me, but like if this detects me because it's hostile, it'll okay, this thing has to come to an end. Oh god. This may not have been a mistake. As far away as possible. Jesus. Gotta heal. I'm gonna run that way. Just try to get out of his range a little bit. I am back. Oh, fuck, and I missed. Oh, fuck it. Oh god, I'm about to die. Yeah. Okay, let me do that again, but trying a little bit better. It's these freaking things, to be honest. These little gophers. Little Kisa. And little Kisa. Ah, see? He bumped me. So it bumped me out of stealth. Okay. Let's just... Yeah, unfortunately there's not really things that cover. I mean, like this, not cover, but like a physically blocking wall barrier type thing is a cover. Just because it blocks line of sight. But like I don't get a bonus by hiding back here effectively. Yes, okay. These little bastards. Actually, let me back up with it. Oh god. That was almost cool. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. There's like Randomly, there'll be like 20 that just pop out, and that's what bumps you out of stealth. It's like to troll you a little bit. But at least I got the meat I needed by blowing him up with a grenade, because he annoyed me by bumping me out of stealth right in front of the creature. It's an old rusty periscope part, proof that submarines indeed once sailed and perhaps still sail the waters of the Underrail. I mean, it would make sense. Like if you're a government agency, slight spoilers, wouldn't you want to use a submarine here? It makes the most sense. Something you need? I brought you some meat for the eels. Just don't ask how I got it. Good. Do you want to trade it? What can you offer? How about a health hypo? Make it 2 and you have a deal. Nope. Just 1. Okay, fine. Guess it's useful. Could use it real quick. Okay, so I pretty much have completed these. Now I need to go find Newton, and I believe he's in this building. The only building for miles. He found himself in the inside.